pivoting is super hard because, and I think entrepreneurship is hard in general because you never know if you take the right decision. So if you pivot too late, then you might not have enough runway. And if you pivot too early, maybe you could have continued, and maybe like if you had continued, I don't know, 4 months, maybe something would have come up. So at some point, it needs to rely on a bit of intuition. So data is great, but at an early stage, it's a lot of like, you don't have a lot of volume of data, and you can have feedbacks, but the way you interpret feedback can be like really different.
Right.
So it's a bit the messy part. And yeah, I know you're going to ask about my favorite book, but one of the book I found really like relevant for this phase is like The Messy Middle from Belsky.
Yeah.
Which really describes this this period where like you have a bit of data but not enough. I mean, you don't do statistics with like thousands of interviews which are like different each time. So I think what happened is we applied to YC, got in during the batch. The batch is like last 3 months. So we shipped the product, started monetizing. And what we realized was that the persona we were building for, which is like very technical growth teams where like they're like data engineers embedded in the growth teams. This persona was a small market. Usually when a company grows, all the data engineering goes into the data team, which is like attached to the tech team. And these individuals, what they like is more like dev tools, and we're building like a no-code tool. So being no-code wasn't really relevant or different, wasn't really like a good thing, or wasn't like differentiating enough to like break through into this market. So we thought that either we'll like become a dev tool for these data engineers, or we do something else. So I think we lost conviction, but it was a really difficult decision because during office hour at YC, like one of the partners said, "Wow, you managed to sell your tool like $500 per month. Yeah, your tool is really young and it's really cranky." He was being honest with us, and that was true, and we still managed to sell it. And he said, like, if you find like these early users, you can find many more. But we knew, like, in the, I don't know, we had like a real talk with my co-founder, and we were like, I kind of lost conviction, like, on this tool. So I think it was more like intuition, but intuition like based on a lot of interviews, speaking to hundreds of users, and we didn't see ourselves like continuing in this direction. So yeah, I know it's not like straightforward answers, but reality is at early stage it's always messy. So I think the most important thing is how much conviction as a founder you have in your idea, because everybody is going to say no, you're always going to be rejected. And we thought, yeah, we were building for a niche, and this niche was too small for the ambitions we had as a VC-backed company. So yeah.